What's going on, guys? This is Sal from the Game Experts. Welcome to another episode of Game Experts TV. So today on Talking to the Experts, it's a bit of a different sort of video to we're on Zoom, so you can probably notice the quality is a little bit different to what we're used to.
No, let me interview you. Let me interview you.
We've got an amazing guest, so that compensates for it. So today we've got Jesska from the Pokemon newspaper. So Jessica's a massive Pokemon collector. She's got some really awesome stuff. But I'll let her do all of the talking in that regard. So Jesska, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode. It's really nice to have you.
Not a problem at all. Happy to do it.
So you pretty much collect everything and anything Pokemon. How long have you been collecting for?
Definitely have to say I've probably been collecting, since it came out, when we were all about 9 or 10. But I only really started probably about 6-7 years ago. Okay. I obviously had all my kid stuff, but we bought a house and we had a spare room and here it is.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see behind you there's so much amazing stuff, and yeah, 7 years is you definitely got in before the Logan Paul hype, so that's always good.
Oh, collectors these days, I feel so sorry for them because the prices that they're paying, I paid like 1/8. I would never collect now, unfortunately. Yeah. I think it's too hard to get into.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually telling some of the guys, so like I remember literally a year ago before COVID, we had we were selling random Pokemon cards, and we had like a base set Charizard that we sold for I think $80, and it stayed on the site for like 6 or 7 days. Now if you list it for $80, like I'd have 75 different DMs. Hey, would you take more? Would you take more? It's just gone crazy, hasn't it?
It definitely has. With Logan Paul opening all those boxes, obviously there's less sealed boxes out there, which jumps the price. I personally got mine for Valentine's Day about 4 years ago to finish my set, because, that's always the one that we're after in the base set.
Yeah, the shiny flame lizard. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's it. And my partner bought it for me for Valentine's Day. It cost him about $50, I think, and it was just here, I know you need it for your collection, and I was like, awesome.
Sure,
and
take it.
Now it's ridiculous.
Now it's like the holy grail.
I know. Everyone's like, let's open your packets, and I'm like, why? I've got one. I don't want to open my packets.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what really got you into collecting Pokemon? Was it just because, you were in Massive on the show, or did you really start, with the games, or were you just watching the anime at the start, or how'd you get into it?
I think with all kids, we all obviously collected the cards and we all watched the show. But for me, I would say it would have to be the games.
Yeah.
With the cards, I only collected the first 3, your base, your jungle, your fossil. After that, I've got them, but I couldn't tell you what I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So after that, it kind of died out.
Do you know which generation you got in? So was it like red, blue, yellow, or gold and silver, or after that, or?
So for me, my very first Pokemon game that I got was Gen 2, which was Pokemon Gold.
Nice.
So I never started off with the first 3. Obviously you knew about them, but I just never had them.
Yeah.
I hung on to that Pokemon Gold at school, I got to say, for at least 5 years with my trusty link cable, and it was the best game I ever had. That's pretty much where it started, and it just went.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then 7 years of collecting, you've done really well. You've acquired so many awesome items. I'm sure in the video there'll be some footage of Jessica's amazing collection, so you can probably see only a very small part behind Jesska, but trust me guys, she has so many amazing stuff. So look, I've asked you to highlight really 3 of your favorite pieces from your collection. I know it's probably one of the hardest things to do as a collector, to single out just 3 items, but it's part of this show, I guess. I guess I do torture some people, so I'm sorry. But I've asked you to bring 3 items. Let's start with number 1.
Okay, well, it was very hard because obviously I'm torn between my favorite, what's the most expensive, what's the most rarest. So it's kind of a toss up between the 3. So one of my definite favorite things is from America. It is my GameCube. Grab it. It's just down here.
Nice.
So it is a bit scruffy, but just remember this had to come by post to us.
From America, yeah.
From America, yeah.
Actually, that's
it's
actually
quite
really
beautiful.
good. That's crazy.
It is. It's got a little bit of scuffy. Like, I'm pretty pedantic if you see my collection, and this is the best I could get.
That's crazy.
That was at least available.
So that's the for anybody who obviously hasn't realized, it's the Pokemon XD limited edition console. So we didn't actually get this console here in Australia. It was an NTSC exclusive.
It's nostalgic, isn't it?
That's really, really cool.
That's definitely one of my favorites, because if you look on eBay, you will be able to find the consoles by themselves. But you can't find them in the box. Nah, not, and especially with all the inserts as well. Can't be done anymore. So that's
complete.
Definitely one.
That's complete in box with all the inserts. Very nice.
And it actually comes with the game as well. So there's a next. I've got a copy on the shelf, but I've got an extra copy that comes with the box as well.
Console. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I've actually never seen any here in Australia. I think I do know someone with it in their collection. Well, you're one now. The other one. But yeah, you know, I think last time I checked, they were going for about, you know, $1,000, 1,500, if not more. So really,
I wouldn't be surprised. So I bought this one. This was the second one I bought. I actually have the Japanese version as well. Yep. So I bought the Japanese one first, and it tickled my fancy. So I went hunting. I think all up, including getting it here, it really honestly was just off eBay. I think I probably paid about $250. So it was a bargain.
That is awesome. And
that's before the hype, obviously.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
That you've really set the bar high for number one, so I really hope these other two are good. But let's have a look at number two.
Okay, so number two, there's actually a 3-piece set, and I love this the most because we all know these, and they're all our favorite. Is my sealed booster collection.
Ooh.
So
okay.
Now, at this stage, I actually framed them. So I did frame these myself. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I got little plates made and everything. Yeah.
That's the base set?
This is the base set. Now, this isn't first edition. This is just unlimited, just because you know how expensive they are. But these are...
But even just base set boosters are like so hard to get. So...
And these are mint condition, sealed still, so all the cards are in there. They've never been weighed, they've never been touched. I literally bought them and put them straight in this frame, and as you can see, there's a little plate there too. One of my favorites. The amount of times people are like, let's just open them, and I'm like,
I was gonna say, how can you stop yourself from opening them?
It's hard. That's why I put them in the frame.
Yeah, definitely. Break in case of emergency, I guess. Yeah.
That's it. So this is probably my favorite one, because when I started collecting, when I had this room, the Charizard there, that's the very first sealed booster I ever bought. So that's kind of one of the OGs. I bought that, and then I went, you know what? Let's get them all.
I love how you've got the art set. So you've got the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. That's so awesome.
You gotta have the set, man. You gotta have the set.
100%. That is amazing. And I saw 2 other frames. So there's another part to number 2, isn't there?
There is. Like, so I said earlier, I only collected the first 3 sets. Now these ones were a lot easier for me to get price-wise. So we have all the artworks for the jungle, but these are in the first edition.
Oh, that's first edition jungle boosters.
First edition jungle boosters, all all sealed. Just like the other ones. I bought them with the cards in them, straight in the frame, and that's why I like the little plate. So as you can see, it says on their first edition.
Yeah. That is insane. So even so you got Wigglytuff, Scyther, and Flareon on there. Are they the 3 different artworks for that set?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, they're the only 3 artworks you could get. And so I wanted to go all out because these weren't as expensive as the base set. So I went and got all first editions, and I went, you know what? If I'm gonna do it, let's do it right.
That's incredible. Honestly, I don't know how, like, for me, just the pure curiosity of, is there a first edition Dragonite in there? Or, is there a base set Zard in it? Like, you've got some really good willpower to keep them sealed in there, because they look really, really awesome.
Going from jungle, the next one is Fossil, and these are all first edition as well.
So
all first editions. Oh, sorry, you can hear that noise. That's number 3.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
It goes off every hour, so I can't really avoid that.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. I framed all of these as well. Nice little pretty plate. Now, to be honest, these days, I think these go for like $300 a piece.
Yeah.
I paid $30.
Wow. $30.
And that was
first edition.
about six years ago. Yeah. Same with the jungle. The jungle were about 50, and still the base set was still more than that anyway.
Yeah, the base set's always like.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is so awesome.
So that's why I'm really glad I got into it much earlier, because if I turned around now and went, right, I want to get all the sealed packets that I had as a kid,
you'd have paid an arm and a leg.
That. Yeah, exactly. Couple of grand to have them sit on the wall.
Some retro games, the rarest of, NES sort of console is going to set you back, thousands compared to like a base set Zard. But again, there is like first edition and base set, and like a first edition Zard. I don't think there's any retro game that's as expensive. So
I definitely don't think so. I've got some Nintendos, I've got some Game Boys, I've got the Australian ones, the Japanese ones, the US ones. None of them come close to that Zard.
That Zard, that lizard boy.
Yeah.
Even the do you reckon? So we saw just a bit of a pause from the 3 pieces. I'm sure everybody is excited to see number 3. But do you reckon everybody saw how Logan Paul went out with that first edition Charizard? Do you reckon that's changed the market even more, or is it hit? It's like it's already expensive, so it's just going to hold there for now until it appreciates later on.
I think it will stay the same. I personally I'm not a fan, just to say, but he's done a lot for the community. It does help with people that do want to sell their collections and move on. But for the other half of us,
people getting in,
doesn't really help. Yeah,
Definitely.
Exactly. If I was to backtrack to try and find some bits and pieces that I'm still missing, now it's going to be even harder.
Yeah.
So I would say it's going to stay the same unless he opens some more of those sealed boosted boxes. I'm not sure how many would still be out there. I don't have one.
Yeah,
but
I wish I did.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All right, well, let's get back to it. We've got number 3. You told me that this is a really awesome piece, so I'm very excited to see it. Let's have a look.
Okay, well, I don't have too much information. All I know is everywhere when I look it up, it just says rare and vintage. So that's as much as I've got.
All right,
I'll just grab it.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so this one here was only made in Japan. It was made in 1996, so it's very, very old.
Very early, yeah.
It is the very first and only Seiko Japanese Pocket Monsters pendulum clock.
Wow.
And it plays the original Pokemon songs every hour. It plays a different one. It rotates from 5 songs.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So, when you're on your bicycle and you hear that bicycle music, it's like,
yeah.
It plays that one too.
Oh my God. That is insane.
This would have to be one of the best finds, I would say. I honestly got this off of a random Japanese bidding site when I get bored in the middle of the night. Sometimes I just like to stalk.
I've suffered from the same thing. I know how it is.
And it cost me about $250. I was a bit umming and ahhing. I didn't know if it was complete because it didn't come in the box. I didn't even know if it worked. All I knew is that I've never seen one, and for me not to see one, I need it.
Yeah, most definitely. Even I've seen some others, but what's really amazing about yours is that the Pikachu there, a lot of them are actually missing that because it gets broken or whatever. So every single one
that's magnetic.
Yeah, every single one that I've seen doesn't have that Pikachu. So that is awesome.
And it's beautifully detailed as well. Like everything's been painted nicely when they've done it. The Japanese definitely always go all out. Where does the Paris come into this?
Yeah, I know, right? Like surely they could have traded that off for like a Charmander or a Venusaur or a Bulba, but anyway. That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is definitely one of my favorites. I actually have a lot of Pokemon collector friends, and they always come over here and try and bid war me.
Yeah.
to try and buy it. So
It's like, no, step away,
unfortunately,
guys.
no.
This one isn't for sale.
I have managed to find them on the internet now. You can get them pretty much like this in the box, but they're about $1,500 plus.
Yeah,
So I'm very lucky.
Because I actually saw one.
Exactly.
Not sure if it was a sold listing or an active listing, but it was about loose was about 800 to 900, and again it was missing the Pikachu. So
This bit down here,
yeah. So yeah, if not more, I reckon complete in box. But that is amazing. Oh, just there's 5 different sounds that gets played every hour. You were saying
every hour. So I'm really lucky that my bedroom's on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
So I don't hear it.
Yes, you'll be waking up and going there get a HM or a TM.
But yeah, I actually didn't even realize. I thought it would only pay on the 12 o'clock because obviously there was no paperwork. I couldn't find anything on the internet.
Yeah.
And then I was in here one day and it just scared me. It started playing. I think if I press this button, I'm not sure if it will work. There you go. So you have your normal one. That's the bike one.
Yeah, that's a bike one. Yeah. Which one's that? Is that
I think is it a battle scene at the end when you're winning or something?
Yeah,
maybe?
probably.
I don't know this one, but it's on there.
No, I haven't heard that one either. The first 2 though are so nostalgic. Like, I think I might be on the list of people wanting to buy that. So if you ever consider, let me know. That's.
I don't actually know how to turn it off. Oh, there we go.
I'm sure you hear it every hour. You're like, oh, again.
The time. It scares me more than anything because it just starts. Like, that's it. No warm up.
That is amazing. Oh, you've really hit the ball out of the park. So many amazing stuff that that Pokemon XD GameCube and that clock is awesome. But that XD GameCube, I've rarely seen any, so that's probably one of my, or if not my favorite. That is amazing. Yeah, there's so many other awesome items in Jessica's collection, guys. You know, I really feel sorry for you for only having to pick 3, but she's got all of the, you know, the Pokemon N64 box, the Game Boys box, so many other amazing, you know, plushies and all this other amazing stuff, some trading cards. So yeah, I understand how hard it must have been.
We've got some figures, we've got VHS tapes from America on how to play the game, just anything retro, vintage, especially Japanese from 95. I'll have it just because I'm like, oh, that's old. I don't know what it is, but I'll have that.
That is amazing. Oh, thanks so much for joining us, Jesska. We're I'm so happy that I got to see all the amazing stuff that you've got. It really is a pleasure having you on the show, and I really hope you enjoyed your time chatting with us. It really was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, you know, in future everyone can have a look. Just because I see it every day, I guess it's not as exciting for me, but
oh well, they can keep guys. You can keep up with Jessica's activity on her. Is it your Facebook page, Instagram page, Pokemon newspaper, or
Pokemon newspaper is all the news. So if you're looking for any sort of Pokemon news, whether it's merch, cards, Pokemon Go, that's the place to go. If you want to look at collectible items, I've got a Facebook as well as a Instagram, which is just Jesska the Pokemon Collector.
Perfect. There you go, guys. I'm sure we'll love to see all of your posts as well as any sort of information about Pokemon. You can go on Jessica's page. But yeah, look, Jesska, again, thanks so much for joining us. It was a real pleasure having you, and really hope everybody enjoys all of the amazing stuff that Jessica showcased to us. And yeah, thanks again, Jesska, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, bye.